Hey, you're welcome back to Project Management Demystified. We're still on our interview series, and this is episode 14 of our interview series. And today, let's try to answer the question, just something that has to do with communication. I know the last episode was around solving problems, or yeah, resolving problems, or resolving problem. And was tell me about the time that you have resolved a difficult problem. And the question could also be, tell me about the time you have resolved a difficult problem in a creative way. So just quickly, I just wanted to point out that when you are asked questions, you should listen to the question and answer the question. It might seem like a no-brainer, but there are times that we are asked interview questions, but we don't really pay attention to the question, and we are just looking forward to give our answers, or our responses. So listen to the question and try to answer the question. If you can, write it down. I write anytime I'm having interviews, I write my questions down, or I write the key points in the questions down, so that when I'm responding to each of the questions as required, or I can ask the interviewers to read the question back to me over and over and over again. Remember that as you are trying to get the job, the interviewers or the interview panel, the hiring manager also want someone that can work with their team. So they really need you. That's why they are interviewing for the role. So as you're nervous, they are also nervous, but in a different way, because they don't want to get the decision wrong. They want to make the right decision. So what we'll be answering today is around communication. So it could be, tell me about the time, or give an example of when you have communicated complex information in a simple way. You've communicated complex information in a simple way to stakeholders or to colleagues. So again, you would have thought of a situation. So you would have thought of a situation where you communicated complex information to stakeholders. So let's take a popular example, ChatGPT, for instance. How does it work? How can you explain that to someone that knows nothing about technology? So you can approach this question in a number of different ways. You can say you were given a presentation. You can say you were speaking to a range of stakeholders. You can say you were having a chat with a colleague. But depending on the role or the level you're applying for, you need to scale it up so that it meets the expectations for the role. So if I'm asked this question, I'm describing ChatGPT. Even if I know nothing about technology, I can describe it to someone to kind of make them understand that ChatGPT make it relatable. So we can say it's a very, very smart human being, a very, very smart human being, exponentially, extremely smart, that has a lot of information and can put those information together quickly based on the questions that's been asked. That's really what ChatGPT is. Has a lot of information, can put the information together quickly based on the question that has been asked. There are also maybe it could be a technical infrastructure or how a system works. I don't think there's anything that is so complex and cannot be explained to a layman to understand. Everything can be explained to someone to understand. I think the important thing is to make it relatable. So you can start with asking a question. So describe how aeroplanes fly. For instance, you can ask, have you been in an airplane before? Or you can compare to something that the person might be able to relate to. So if the person has not been in an airplane before, as the person has any experience or engagement with anything that can move or can fly, and then you can bring that to the person's level. So in giving the responses, you have worked with people and try to break down complicated information to very, very easy to understand layman terms way. So I use the example of ChatGPT, and you can use any example. You can even suggest things in the chat, and then we can try to break it down. But basically, there's everything can be broken down, because again, I refer to CEOs. Some CEOs might not have all the knowledge in the world, but they understand the business in a way that they can break down, explain information to stakeholders for stakeholders to understand. I'll stop there for now, and I'll see you on the other side. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.